What's good, y'all? It's your boy Church Boy V. Hope y'all having a blessed day today. Today we about to watch Man versus Food and how they got out of hand. I know I think it's still on the Food Network. I remember watching it growing up, Man versus Food, and it was pretty good but unhealthy. I think I always say, have a balance. Ain't nothing wrong with eating sweets and stuff, but have what's the word? What is that word called? Don't eat it all at once. Proportion size. What is it called? I can't think of it. I was thinking about it yesterday, but you can have sweets and stuff, but don't have a lot of it. I can't think of the word. It's on the tip of my tongue. Moderation. Have it in moderation. Like me, what I've been working on, not eating ice cream. I still do dairy because I do eat cheese with stuff. But for the most part, I hadn't been drinking milk for a few weeks. I haven't been eating ice cream for a few weeks. So I've been doing that. Been good at doing that. I've been losing weight. I've been reading a lot of labels. Now I'm at the point like slowing down on fast food. I ate something yesterday, but I cooked today, so it's been a beautiful thing. Been balancing everything and trying to find the right thing to eat and stuff like that. It's been a lot of learning and a lot of try and error, but we're gonna watch and see what they're talking about because I know, man, like the food places they were going to, look, man, so good. Then you got Guy, Diner, Divins, and Dives. That's an amazing show. That's on, I think, the Food Network and on Discovery, I think. Or Discovery. They be flip-flopping different channels, so I can't keep up with the channels. But they have it on, I think, Netflix or HBO Max. The Man vs. Food and the Dining, Drive-In, and Dives. So Man vs. Food is a great series, but they ate way too much, and we're gonna see what they talking about. So let's get it.
Stacks of meat, and it gave us one of the most oddly beloved icons in food TV, Adam Richman. But behind the 5-pound burritos and atomic hot wings is a story of internet scandals, near-death experiences, and a show that just couldn't quit. And what was once one of the biggest Food Network shows of the 2000s suddenly disappeared, like ranch dressing and a hot wings challenge. So, today we're going for deep fried gold as we answer whatever happened to Man vs. Food. But before we chow down, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel. Then leave us a comment letting us know what other over-the-top food shows you'd like to hear about next. Okay, are you gonna finish that? Man vs. Food premiered on December 3rd, 2008 on the Travel Channel. The idea was simple but brilliant. Combine food tourism with extreme eating. At the time, there were shows about cooking and restaurants.
I ain't gonna be pausing it because it's a long video, but Travel, that's where the other cooking series at too. So this one, Drive, Diving, and Dives, and Guys Groceries and stuff like that is on the Travel. I forgot. I know it was another network. I can't remember what it was, but that was all.
Reviews, but nothing like this. A host facing down local eating challenges across America. Enter Adam Richman. Richman wasn't a chef or even a competitive eater. He was an actor with a love of food, a Yale drama degree, and a food journal that he'd been keeping since 1995. Richman auditioned not by scarfing down burgers, but by passionately talking about food. The producers saw the spark, and the show was born. The pilot was filmed in Amarillo, Texas, at the Big Texan Steak Ranch, where Richman took on the now famous 72-ounce steak challenge. He nailed it. The producers knew they had something special. Cameras rolled, Adam sweat, and viewers across the nation salivated. Sort of like Rocky, but with more indigestion. After all, the Italian Stallion was just punching that beef. The show was an instant hit. Viewers were hooked by the mix of food tourism, local flavor, and high-stakes eating. Man vs. Food became Travel Channel's highest-rated debut ever. Richmond's charisma made it more than just a stunt show. He celebrated local restaurants, traditions, and people. The format was reliable. Adam would visit a city, try a few iconic local dishes, then end with a wild eating challenge. Some involved massive portions, like a 12-egg omelet or a 5-pound burrito. Others were about spice, like the notorious fire-in-your-hole wings in Sarasota, Florida, which were so hot, they nearly hospitalized him. You know your chicken wings are intense when you need both a waiver and a priest. The show struck a cultural nerve. It was spoofed on SNL and referenced in sitcoms. Food bloggers and YouTubers started doing their own versions. Eating challenges at local restaurants surged in popularity. Man vs. Food had become a cultural phenomenon. You know you've made it when your show inspires both a Halloween costume and mild gastrointestinal panic. Richmond became a household name. He appeared on talk shows, judged Iron Chef America, and was treated like a rock star at food festivals. He wasn't just eating, he was entertaining, and the world ate it up. But not everyone was thrilled. Critics, like Alton Brown, called the show an embarrassment, citing the glorification of gluttony during a time of food insecurity. Anthony Bourdain, who was at the time the image of culinary cool, went even further, later commenting, "Why did we watch that show? Admit it, you wanted him to die. Brutal." Even Richmond's personal favorite food heroes had turned on him. He later admitted that hearing those critiques stung more deeply than people may have thought. The guy just wanted to eat a 10-pound pancake in peace. And behind the scenes, he was falling apart. To keep up with the demand...
That is gluttony if you think about it, so he wasn't lying. And me personally, I just love seeing the different mom and pop shops and seeing the different local spots getting their shine on, and they had some good looking food than these big old corporations spots. So I didn't even think about the person, the dude itself eating up all the food. I didn't think about it. I just love the locals and the different mom and pop shops that were getting their little fame, they shine on. Cause a lot of them people got a lot of customers. A lot of people got blessed through this show. So it was a good turnout. But yeah, he put his health at risk. That's pretty wild.
Of the show, Richmond followed a strict routine, fasting before challenges, working out twice a day, pounding water and club soda to keep his stomach stretched, and walking 10,000 steps daily. But it wasn't enough. He started gaining weight, developed sleep apnea, became depressed about his body, and began asking camera operators to only film him from certain angles. By season 4, the format shifted. Man vs. Food became Man vs. Food Nation, with Richmond coaching others through challenges instead of doing them himself. At the time, he claimed that the change was about keeping the show fresh rather than any concerns for his health, but the writing was on the wall. Or maybe smeared in wing sauce. He left the show in 2012. The final episode aired like the end of an era, one that ended in meat sweats. After leaving, Richmond focused on getting healthy. He lost 70 pounds and posed nude for Cosmopolitan UK. And not even in the hold a strategically placed fork way. He went the full Monte Cristo. He also tried new shows, like Amazing Eats, Best Sandwich in America, and The Traveler's Guide to Life.
Okay, why did nobody teach me that when you get a credit card, you're actually not supposed to spend the entire balance? When I got a card with a $2,000 credit limit, I thought I was actually supposed to use it. Turns out, a big part of how good your credit is depends on how much you're actually using. It wasn't until I tried this credit building app called Kickoff that I saw how much my high utilization was holding my credit back and how to break through. There is no credit check. Sign up with Kickoff and get a $750 line of credit. Instead of funding a shopping spree, it's funding your financial freedom. Pay a few few bucks a month to pay off that plan. Set up autopay. All of this credit building genius can go to work for you in the background. In the eyes of credit bureaus, you're paying your bills on time and keeping your credit utilization really low. Kickoff can also help you find and dispute errors on your credit report that you didn't even know about. Tap here to start building your credit today with Kickoff.
If you would have told me that I would be the leader of a multi-million-dollar pickleball company, I never would have believed you. Shopify is an incredible partner, even for someone like me who's not very tech-savvy. It's so user-friendly. We just started and we've been able to scale to a multi-million-dollar company. It's surreal to me to wake up every single day and really love what I'm doing. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
He even wrote a book, America the Edible. He was on a mission to prove there was more to him than just the man who once ate 180 oysters in a single sitting. Although he should definitely keep including that on his resume. But then came the controversy. In 2014, Richmond posted a photo of his weight loss on Instagram with the hashtag Thinspiration, which is a term linked to eating disorders. When commenters criticized him, Richmond lashed out, telling one to grab a razor blade and draw a bath. The Travel Channel pulled the premiere of his new show, Man Finds Food, and postponed it indefinitely. Richmond apologized, agreeing that his words were inexcusable and explaining that he had long struggled with body image, which could have contributed to his outburst, but the damage was done. Though Man Finds Food eventually aired under a new name, Secret Eats, it never reached the popularity of his earlier work. He also dealt with hurtful misinformation about his health and well-being, including persistent rumors he had died. He later revealed that these were deeply hurtful and drove him away from the spotlight. In 2018, Richmond nearly died from an MRSA infection in his mustache while in Zurich. MRSA, for reference, is a deadly flesh-eating virus, and it was looking to start its own food-eating challenge. What started as a pimple turned into a swollen lip, required surgery. The infection had entered the so-called danger triangle of the face, where infections can spread directly to the brain. He was quarantined, hospitalized, and flown home with his mother by his side. Despite the chaos, Richmond stayed in the game. He appeared on morning shows, judged cooking competitions, and eventually landed with the History Channel. There he found a new groove with shows like Modern Marbles, The Food That Built America, and Adam Eats the 80s. The 80s show brought Richmond back into the cultural spotlight with tears, nostalgia, and some seriously questionable vintage candy. He bonded with collectors over long-lost snacks and shared emotional stories about the food that made us who we are. He cried over fruit punch. Real tears. It's not hard to believe the genuine emotion from a man who loves food so much he once ate hot wings so intense they made his nose bleed. Richmond may have moved on, but Man vs. Food wasn't done. In 2017, the Travel Channel rebooted the show with a new host, Casey Webb. Like Richmond, Webb was an actor with restaurant experience, and like Richmond, he didn't know he was auditioning for Man vs. Food. He just knew it was a food show. The fan response was mixed. Some loved Webb's energy and picked up where they left off. Others were loyal to Richmond and missed the original vibe. Reddit threads debated the pros and cons of each host like it was the Great Food Challenge Supreme Court. Webb took the criticism in stride. He admitted that the first season was pretty difficult on him, both mentally and physically. But he stuck with it. Webb tackled a 78-ounce steak in Montana, a 4-pound cowboy showdown in South Dakota, and a Brahma Bull tri-tip sandwich the size of a toddler. Over 5 seasons and 64 episodes, he carved out his own space in the franchise. The show moved to the Cooking Channel in 2019 for Season 8, continuing its run through 2022. It even documented the changing face of the restaurant industry during COVID, capturing places on the edge of survival. Despite all the chaos, the heart of the show stayed the same. Good food, local pride, and the eternal question, can one person really eat all that? Today, Richmond continues working, mostly in food nostalgia and history. He's active on social media, passionate about soccer, and vocal about charity work, especially with blood cancer research. He still gets choked up talking about Ghostbusters memorabilia and pop rocks. He might be the only man on Earth who can make Ecto Cooler emotional. He's also honest about his struggles. He's talked about therapy, about body image, and about feeling disconnected from his own success. And he's openly emotional when talking about Anthony Bourdain, a man who once criticized his show, but whom Richmond considered a mentor and friend. He still posts tributes on the anniversary of Bourdain's death every year. Webb has largely stepped back from the spotlight post-2022, but he remains a part of the show's legacy. His time on the show may not have started with a bang, but it ended with a full belly and a loyal fan base. Somewhere, a cheesesteak challenge is just waiting for his triumphant return. So what do you think? Were you a man versus food fan? Or did all that excess give you a stomachache? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, check out some of these other weird history food videos.
Hey, you know what? I did see the second host of Man vs. Food, and it was funny because he had not bubbly, but he was like real funny and real energetic, and like you can relate to him, and the show was still good. I mean, both the hosts were good. They had their own personality to the show, so it was a great time. I know I loved when I was watching it. It did come from the travel to the Food Network. It did go to the Food Network, so that makes sense. And it was another network. It was I can't remember what it was though. I think the Cooking Network, maybe something like that. But Man vs. Food, great show. It did. They did have gluttony. The host did partake in gluttony, but thank God the first host was able to leave and take care of himself and get healthy and stuff like that. The thing is, like, he did all that before. He did all the food. He should have did that after as well. Like, we gotta think of after. Like, when we eat, we ain't supposed to sit down or lay down. We supposed to, walk it off and do a little exercise after, to get it off you and not let it sit and stuff like that. So when you use the restroom, it come right out. So I always think after you eat, especially if you get full, don't just sit down or lay down right after. Stand up a little bit. Do a little. You don't have to do too much walking. Just walk around the house for a minute or two or something like that. Then sit down, lay down, and drink plenty of water. But that was great watching that the history documentary of Man vs. Food. I enjoyed the show. Y'all let me know in the comment section that y'all watched the show, what y'all thought of the show. Me personally, I loved it. Besides that, it was other stuff like dine-in, drive-ins, and dines, and the cooking, the cook-offs they did, the guys' groceries, the bake-offs. I loved all that. I don't have cable at home. I got YouTube TV, but I don't get on it. And pretty much I be on YouTube 9 out of 10 of the time when I do watch stuff. So YouTube my TV. So I love the show. I hope y'all enjoyed the documentary, the history of Man vs. Food. Y'all have a blessed night. Y'all have a blessed day. Know that the Most High love you. I love you. Check out the other videos I have. Hit that like button. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already. And, hey, man, see you in the next one. I'm thinking of doing an exposing video and a cooking video Friday. We're going to see what it looks like. Because I didn't know this was a documentary. I didn't know this was a history about Man vs. Food. So, hey, it is what it is. I'm glad we back-to-back history, documentary, what we want to call it. So, y'all have a blessed one, man. We out. Peace.